Hello everyone, and welcome to another week of Xbox Live Indie Games. This time we're looking at the games released from the week of October the 13th to October the 19th, 2013. 7 games up, starting with Generic Space Shooter. With such an ambitious title, I'm sure we have much to look forward to from Generic Space Shooter. Okay, there we go. I pressed start a few seconds ago, and now it's started. Okay. What are the instructions? We're in an epic world of endless carnage. We're fighting alien foes, mind-meltingly epic boss battles, handcrafted worlds, stunning top-down graphics. You know, for a game called Generic Space Shooter, this seems to be talking it up quite a bit. I would not expect this much from Generic Space Shooter. Well, let's start playing, and here it is. It does look generic. So the gameplay is basically double joystick shooter. Oh, I died. Except we can't shoot independently of our movement. I have to shoot in the direction that I'm facing, which is a little different from most double joystick shooters. I'm using the default ship, it says, and I can use the option menus to equip new ships that I've unlocked. Well, I don't think I've unlocked anything so far, so we'll get rid of that. I have ammo in the upper left-hand corner, as you can see. That's a bit unusual for a space shooter as well, to have a limited amount of ammo. Doesn't seem like it's even a limited amount. Whoops, I died. For my special weapon, it's just limited ammo altogether. As you can see, I'm not especially good at Generic Space Shooter. I leveled up. I assume that must mean something. I'm just hoping we can get to one of those mind-melting boss battles the description talked about, because I'd be interested in seeing that. Maybe we're not going to see that. Maybe we are not. I don't know. I'm not really getting an impression of handcrafted, beautiful worlds or anything so far in Generic Space Shooter. The music's nice, though. Controls do feel a little odd to me, since we're moving with the left stick, shooting with the right stick, but the direction that I'm shooting with is controlled. Let's see, yeah, if I'm pressing on the left stick, then it's controlled by left stick. If I don't have my thumb on the left stick, then it's controlled by right stick. If I'm holding both left and right stick, the direction I have on left stick overrides right stick. It's a little different, like I said, from most dual joystick shooters, in which your aim is independent of the direction you're moving in. Okay, I can leave a bullet trail. Oh, and now I have following bullets that follow the directions I'm going in. That's kind of interesting. Okay, that ran out. So it seems like all of my power-ups have short time limits. Wavy bullets, huh? Oh, very chaotic pattern for these bullets. I mean, some of the power-ups seem kind of imaginative. Seem not especially generic. But still, we haven't seen anything so far beyond this star field and this one kind of enemy. The only difference so far in these enemies is that some of them come after us and some of them just sort of sit there, not doing much of anything. Fortunately, the power-ups seem to come pretty quickly. Follow bullets can be kinda difficult to wrap my head around. Still hoping we get to one of those mind-melting bosses. Oh, hold on. It's not a boss, I don't think, but it is a different enemy that we've seen so far. Well, I hope it wasn't a boss, because that did not melt my mind. My mind does not feel melted at all. Well, despite the description talking up generic space shooter, I do have to say the name seems accurate. This does seem kind of generic. Oh, okay. I reached the end of the trial. I guess I reached an automatic game over once you get to that. And now we get to the purchase page. No thanks. That's really okay. Let's see. Yep, that's the same description right there. Mentions the beautiful handcrafted world, which that's a generous description so far. I think that's pretty generous. That's generic space shooter, which it's kind of generic. I mean, it seems to work okay, but it's kind of generic. Yeah, a little bit.
Silver dollar.
Yeah, time for another silver dollar game. This time it's I Want It. Do you want it? Do you want I Want It from Silver Dollar Games? I'm sure Silver Dollar wants you to want it. So this is basically what it is. We're that kid. We press A.
Candy!
And we say we want candy.
Money!
Mom, give us candy.
Candy, please.
Just keep yelling at her for candy.
Mommy, listen to me.
This is beginner level 1.
Ma.
I'm sure that...
Shut up. Do you know how annoying you are? What do you want?
This is great parenting, by the way. I'm sure the difficulty level will go up and require much more tactical use of whining.
Mommy! Candy.
For right now, though, we just press A to beg for candy.
I want cookies.
Oh, we want cookies, too, mixing it up between candy and cookies. What?
Money!
Fine, you can have some candy.
We did it. We whined our way into getting candy. Says few people will ever beat this game. That's true. I think Silver Dollar is right on the money about very few people ever beating this game. If we press yes, hey, guess what? It's the purchase screen. What's the description? Wait, violence 1 out of 3? Who rated? Is there something, mature content 3 out of 3? Does this game take a dark turn later on? Good things come to those who beg. Well, if they're talking about I Want It, I don't think we're gonna beg for that. So next up, number 3 in this week of Xbox Live Indie Games is Avatar Galaxy. So, as the name implies, you were going to have a game that's full of avatars, which is a very common thing, very popular thing on Xbox Live Indie Games. Just as soon as the game stops loading and it begins, then we'll start entering the world of Avatar Galaxy. The name Avatar Galaxy kind of implies that it's going to take place in a very large universe. You know, not just a world, but many worlds populated by avatars. So not just our avatar that we use in these games that feature avatars, but many other people's avatars as well. I would assume from the name. Okay, here we go. Dreamwagon presents Avatar Galaxy. You might notice the map does look kind of Minecrafty. Actually, it doesn't seem like that's how the game is played. Alright, okay. And it starts right away. Here we go. Okay, we're on this sort of floating island of squares. Just thrown right into the middle of things without really being told why and what's happening. Let's talk to Jimmy. Wow, Jimmy, that's really dark. Avatar Galaxy, it's a bit more depressing than I expected it was going to be. Ariana really desires the treasure that's over there. She's looking at it, and she really wants it. But before we should get treasure, I suppose it would be good to figure out what's happening in the world of Avatar Galaxy. We just began, and really no one said anything. Scientist? Okay, so we've been attacked. And the Galactic Transport System is up there, apparently. But if I can try to jump up there, but doesn't seem like that's happening. Scientist wants to get up there. We can see something's up there, but I don't see really a mean... Oh, hold on. Could this be a means to jump up there? Let's see. Oh, maybe we found something. I was able to get on there and got a cube. I have 75, apparently. I guess this is the treasure. Maybe we can use it to buy something, but I don't know. Oh, hold on, there's a laptop. Okay, we can use the Galactic Transport System. We can... Are we on Cronus, a cold and barren world, or is that where we would be going? Oh, this is disabled in the demo, so it doesn't actually matter. We could go to the cold and barren world, we could go to an absurd world with strange creatures, or a vast desert wasteland, which sounds very interesting. Okay, so I guess if we were actually... Well, no, doesn't mean I want to buy the game. That's not what that means. I guess if we were playing the whole game, we would be using that to get around. Jimmy, you have to feel like there's a purpose to your life. You can't just sit back and wait to the end. You have to imagine, you have to dream, you have to believe that you can do it. I mean, so we're stuck here on this island, there's really nothing on it. That's okay, Jimmy, that's okay. You can believe that you can find a way off. The Galactic Transport, we don't need it. We have our dreams, Jimmy. You have to believe. We met the Ether. Whichever one that might... Not sure how you pronounce it. It's one of those. So it looks like we're all stuck here on this island. None of us can do anything about it. Uh-oh. Sister Becky was near the house when it happened. Apparently that means the attack, I would guess. We can see that this place has a lot of holes left in it. And what appears to be a house, which, hopefully Becky was not anywhere around there when it happened. Riley's telling us that a dark power has been in search of their mystical relics for some time. They struck without warning. We might be the last hope. We could see in the distance other islands, I would assume other parts of our society, our culture, and those people on those islands, I guess, just stuck there themselves, the way we are here. Except we do have the Galactic Transport, which we could use in the full game. People on those islands, maybe they don't even have that. Maybe they're stuck there permanently. Who can say? This appears to be a castle. It has been pretty much entirely destroyed, but there is one resident of the castle remaining. And I just jumped to my death right in front of her, scarring her for life. Alright, let's actually try to get over there and see who she is and what she has to say. I mean, I guess there's really nothing else we can do in this demo since we found the Galactic Transport System, but we can't use it unless we bought the game. Oh, the Queen! The Queen, I think, is suffering dementia? Something like that. Because that's not what's happening. Nope, it's not a delightful show when we're not off to some kind of ball. Rather, the kingdom was destroyed by dark forces looking for our ancient relics. So that seems to be the only thing I can really do is walk around, talk to people, pick up these cubes. Doesn't seem like I can do anything with the cubes, at least in the demo. But I guess the name of the game is pretty accurate, Avatar Galaxy. These people are avatars. We can go to different worlds, populated, I would assume, by other avatars. I did it. I got all the treasure. And from here we can get a good view of what remains. All these people are stuck here, stuck on this island, unless they can get up to that galactic transporter. But it doesn't seem like there's anything else I can do here in the world of Avatar Galaxy, at least in the demo. No idea really what the goal is, what you're supposed to be doing. If there's any kind of combat, or if we're supposed to be going somewhere else. I guess those other worlds we could see in the galactic transport, but what are we supposed to do? Do we just talk to people and collect cubes, and maybe then eventually we save our people through that somehow? Hey, I missed that one. How'd I do that? Alright. Maybe that's it. I don't know. This demo was not giving me a very good indication of what the ultimate goal of Avatar Galaxy is. But that's Avatar Galaxy, available on XSplit! Oh. My demo time limit ran out, just as I decided to end it all. We met the Ether, and we also met the demo time limit of Avatar Galaxy. Plan A4 with a more elaborate splash screen than most developers have on XSplit. Because it's for their game, BattleShip Arcade, which I'm sure is a tour de force of gameplay, graphics, audio, presentation. You can see it all here. It's all coming together. But there's a minimum of 2 players. I can't start the game. If only we could. If only we could. I mean, look at all these different modes. The controls indicating the weapons and equipment that we would have. I mean, this looks wonderful. I'm sure this would have been incredible if I was able to start it, but I can't because we need 2 players. We'll never know what we might have missed with BattleShip Arcade. Surely it must have been the greatest game of all ever to appear on XSplit, and we were unable to play it. We'll have to live forever with that tragedy of what might have been but wasn't. Oh, BattleShip Arcade. I'll forever remember you. Forever remember not being able to start you up and see what was surely the most incredible experience ever to hit Xbox Live Indie Games. Next up this week on Xbox Live Indie Games is Astralis, a very mysteriously named game with a mysterious loading screen. Many quotes, many phrases appearing on the loading screen as we load the game, trying to give us some sort of indication of what this might all be about. A lot of mystery around Astralis, I guess, as you start it up. There's a failure to communicate as we begin Astralis. Tissue regeneration. I'm assuming has something to do with Astralis. Self-publishing? Yes, it was self-published on Xbox Live Indie Games. Independent developers, that's right. Kicking is faster than reloading. That doesn't just have to do with indie games. That's just life advice in general. Astralis, I bet you didn't know, uses Beppu physics. Then you know it uses the best. Okay, Astralis. It'll start anytime now. Okay, here we go. Now our perilous journey of combat, exploration, and judgment is about to begin. Let's see, what are the difficulty levels? Easy is suggested if I'm new to shooters, suggested if I'm skilled with shooters, suggested if I am exceptional at shooters, and suggested only if I have mastered Astralis. Let's go with Commissar. Let's just see what happens. Let's see what's expected from an Astralis Master, because I have not tried this. Okay, here we are. So as you can see, it's a third-person shooter. What does Sergeant Muratov have to say? How many of the macro pie have you put down, Sergeant? And how many... Our other weapons were lost in the crash, so we'll have to pick them up on site, I suppose. Uh-oh, deserters. They are scum. They deserve worse than death. That's correct. We're going to judge them, for we are the law. Okay, let's end this conversation. So, let's see. We can put down a save beacon. Oh, no, we have a save... Okay, there it is. Yeah, there's a save beacon. We can put that down. We can see the direction of our objective on the radar. Now we're going to walk around in this fully rendered polygonal world, which, by Xbox Live Indie Game standards, does look nice. Red dots appearing. And like I said, this is the hardest difficulty level. I don't really know what to expect here. Oh, that one dropped an orange ball, which had shotgun shells in it. Well, it's a good thing for me that that alien ate some shotgun shells at some point earlier. Helps me out. I've mentioned before that polygonal games on Xbox Live Indie Games usually don't run very well, but I mean, this seems to run pretty smoothly. I don't see any problem with this. More red dots. And I assume since it uses the Beppu physics engine, that's responsible for these amazing physics effects that we're seeing. I've tried playing on normal before, and there are a few more enemies now this time. I'm not seeing the hordes that they mentioned or anything, but there are a few more. Okay, I completed that objective because Sergeant Muratov is now safe. I mean, I'm just following the white dot and killing enemies, seeing what happens. So if they want to say that that equates to Sergeant Muratov being safe, fine, I won't argue with them. It's not really what I was doing. I was just trying to shoot these guys and follow the white dot. Alright. A speech bubble, and we can see a green dot in that direction. Let's try to head over there and see what that's about. Alright, that one ate some rifle bullets that I was able to liberate. Was that the sound of a soda can opening? Can I get to the green dot this way? Okay, it looks like, yeah. It looks like that this hallway should lead me to it. See another red dot, but I don't see where it's coming from. There it is. Alright, where's this green guy? No, it's not here. Hold on. Want to find him. How do we get to the think that this way is not going to lead me to green dot. I know that I'm not heading towards the objective dot right now, the white one, but I want to find this green dot. There's got to be a hallway that'll lead me into that room somewhere around. Now, hold on. Maybe this up here. It keeps telling me to place a save beacon. Alright, I'll put one down. I don't think it was that important, but I'll put one down. Okay, here we go. Deserter Aristov, what do you have to say for yourself? He had to stay behind and secure the bay doors before he had to flee. But to do this, I guess he had to abandon his post? He tried to follow protocol as best he could. 12 died, but you know, he will be the 13th. Judgment has been passed. I mean, you can't have any sympathy for these deserters. I mean, I'm not really sure what post it was they were deserting, but apparently some kind of post was deserted, so they deserve death. We are the law. I see another green dot coming up. Oh dear. We almost were able to talk to that other deserter who happened to look exactly like Deserter Aristov, but maybe his story would have been a bit more sympathetic. Or maybe he would have deserved death as well. But who can say? Because we ran out of time for the demo for Astralis. Third-person shooter, shooting aliens, executing deserters, that seems to be the whole idea. It runs pretty smoothly for a polygonal game on XBlig, so nothing bad really to say about it, honestly. I mean, it's obviously not as polished as many other professional third-person shooters, but it's actually kind of alright. So, and there was no cover-based shooting. I think I liked it because of that. Because there were no chest-high walls that we would hide behind, while other enemies hide behind chest-high walls. Don't like that mechanic. Astralis did not have that mechanic, so I guess that's why I kind of liked Astralis. That's Astralis on Xbox Live Indie Games. At some point, we all have to ask ourselves if we're ready to be challenged by Maya. And for you, that's this week on Xbox Live Indie Games. It's Maya Challenge. What's Maya Challenge? Well, it's got some pretty nice music, I have to say. Well, even though it has this Mayan theme, sort of, I guess you would call it that, it's basically just lights out. Yeah. We flip a square, and then the other squares that are next to it, either up, down, left, or right, not diagonally, those squares flip as well. And we have to get all of the squares to match the same color. So if you've played Lights Out, then you know what this is. Which one is it? That's what it was. These first levels obviously starting off very easy, with one-move victories. I don't know which one it could be. But you know, that victory music, it's pretty nice. It's a pretty nice reward for beating these levels. Alright, a little bit more complex. We have more tiles. We're not going to win this in one move. But which move would be the right one? We've upgraded to 2 moves. And I like how the game pays us compliments. Compliments! You can go to the next level. Kind of like that. It's telling me I did a good job. Okay, the complexity increases. Well, actually, no, it doesn't, because I can just... Yeah, that's all it was. Let's go to the next level. Alright, so these... Oh, yeah, there we go. It becomes obvious. There we go. So, I mean, it's pretty clear what Maya's challenge... No, not Maya's challenge. Maya Challenge. The challenge of Maya. It's pretty clear what this is at this point. I think you can see exactly what this is all about. It also gives you a target number of moves in the upper left-hand corner to try to match the minimum amount of moves you can use to solve one of these puzzles. And like it says, there are 39 levels. So, I mean, I would assume they get much more difficult than this by the time you get to 39. But I think that's probably enough of Maya Challenge. You get the idea of what this game's all about. I don't think it's really going to change at all. So instead of going on to the next level, let's just enjoy this music for a little bit. And the last game for this week on Xbox Live Indie Games, the week of October the 13th to October the 19th, 2013. The final and seventh game is Block Shift. What's Block Shift? How do we play Block Shift? How does that even happen? We start off with something like on the left, and our goal is to make the puzzle look like what's on the right to win. We move rows and columns with the right stick. Alright. Level Pack 1. Oh, these other level packs are locked off. We have to buy the game to play those. But Level Pack 1 is available to us. How many levels per pack? Okay, 10. It's a nice round number. Okay, so we want to make it look like what's on the right. How do we do that? Well, we can move this selector with the left, move rows and columns with the right. There we go. Puzzle is complete. It has been done. So this game, it seems like a bit more of a challenge than Maya Challenge so far. But, I have to say, did not have very satisfactory victory music. That's the sort of thing that is going to give Maya Challenge the advantage over something like Block Shift. Alright, now things get a bit more tricky as the gray square in the lower left is completed. But we have to also complete... No, not like that. We also have to complete the squares in the other corners as well. Whoops. Okay, try it like that. Alright, so we have those two gray squares completed. But those purple squares are nowhere near completed. What have I done? I've done a bad job of this. If I do anything besides move this middle column and row, I will mess up those gray squares that I have assembled. Apparently... Well, maybe, after all, this is a good spot to end this week in Xbox Live Indie Games. Because I can't bring myself to mess up those beautifully arranged gray squares. For what? For those purple squares? What have those purple squares ever done for me? That's it for this week in Xbox Live Indie Games. Like I said, week from October the 13th, October the 19th. 7 games this week. What would be the standout, do you think? I mean, I guess Astralis. Astralis seemed like it seemed alright. I don't know if it's something I would play, but it seemed okay. I think the real standout, of course, was the Victory Music and Maya Challenge. It's hard to beat that. It's hard to beat that. And of course, this week we did have our Silver Dollar Game of the week, as they seem to be able to put something out almost every week in I Want It. Don't even know if they're even trying anymore. If they were ever. So that's it for this week in Xbox Live Indie Games. 7 games. It's not a terrible week, honestly. I mean, like I said, Astralis was not too bad. I maybe want to play Avatar Galaxy a bit more if I knew something a bit more about it and what you're supposed to do in the game, but I honestly don't know. What I do know is that I do want to hear that Music and Maya Challenge again. So that's it. I'll get to that. But that's it for this week in Xbox Live Indie Games. Have a good week. I'll see you next week with more XBlig for as long as it lasts. See you then.